you're always battling with stomach upsets like constipation, bloating, or you have stomach ulcer, okay? Keep watching this video. Personally, I am not new to stomach issues like constipation. I've felt the worst. Stomach ulcer, that has been like a part of me for many years now. Bloating, or I'm so used to that. And acid reflux, I'm not new to it at all. So I'm so used to these things. And in today's video, I'm gonna tell you, or I'm gonna share something that I discovered of recent that helps me a lot calm my stomach. One problem with stomach issue is when you eat, it triggers this conditions, and sometimes you just have to be wondering, what am I going to eat? If I eat this one now, my stomach will start paining me, or I will be bloated, or gas, or constipation, or my ulcer will be irritated and all that. So you're always wondering and worrying about what to put in your mouth. But recently I discovered a Nigerian soup, so common, we use it, we eat it, like everybody knows it, and how effective it is in calming stomach issues. I just couldn't keep it to myself, and I decided to share it with you. So in today's video, we are going to cook this soup together. I'm going to try my best to keep the whole process short and everything, but you just have to see my own style of cooking it so I don't irritate my stomach ulcer or cause bloating, because the ingredients are so effective in making sure your stomach is up to par. Like, yeah. The ultimate healthy stomach. All the ingredients I'm going to use are so good for your stomach. And the style I'm going to use in cooking it is just to make sure that we don't use the style to spoil the importance or the benefits of the ingredients. So that's why I'm going to keep everything simple. Welcome to Glodikany Wellness Channel, where health is the real wealth. Always remember my promise: while you are busy chasing money, I am busy chasing your health. Well, it's not like I don't chase money. I'm still an Igbo girl. I'm just chasing money in a healthy way. So if you haven't subscribed and shared our videos, you haven't yet realized that when you lose your health, you lose everything. So please join us in this intentional journey. Let's protect our vessels. Now, going back to our stomach calming okra soup, I want to introduce the ingredients I'm going to use for this soup to you one after the other, to tell you why you need it for your stomach to be calm. Okay, so just join us. Let's do this cooking together right now. The first ingredient I'm going to use is okra. Okra is rich in mucilage, a gel-like substance that is very good for the digestive system. That's why drinking okra water can reduce bloating, improve bowel movements, and support gut health by promoting smoother digestion. Okra also contains a lot of fiber along with mucus that can regulate the absorption of the small intestine to help regulate blood sugar. Okra coats the digestive tract when consumed and helps speed the healing of peptic ulcers that develop in the lining of the stomach. This is why a lot of people soak okra in water and then take it in the liquid form. But it's not so easy to drink okra water. Please, it's not so easy. So if you have also learned the benefits of okra and your stomach is always worrying you, and you want to try this using okra to calm down this ulcer issue or anything, but you cannot drink that water, please follow this my recipe and prepare this okra soup. You will still get the whole benefit of this okra, okay, for your stomach when you eat it in your soup. The next ingredient here is fluted pumpkin leaves, or ugu leaves, as we call it in Igbo language. Ugu leaves calms the stomach because it is alkaline and not acidic. And you know that acidity is part of why we suffer from, stomach ulcers. When your stomach is acidic, it's usually so irritating. So Ugu leaves is alkaline in nature. That means it will bring calm to your stomach. Now, when you eat less acidic foods and more alkaline foods, it helps reduce the backflow of acid into your esophagus, which causes this indigestion, acid reflux, and then you get so uncomfortable as if your chest is tight and all that. So, alkaline foods like these fluted pumpkin leaves neutralize the acidic content of your stomach and also numb the effect of an acid reflux. So this is why I added it in this my recipe. My reason for also washing this ugu leaf with salt is to make sure I remove all the sands in it. I don't think you will enjoy eating this our vegetable or leafy okra soup and be chewing sand alongside. It is not going to be palatable at all. The next ingredient here is the dry fish. I just use dry fish for this soup so that you don't go and be breaking your bank and be saying, okay, I don't have meat, I don't have fish, big fish. No, no, no. With this dry fish, you are okay. Now, according to National Institute of Health, fish is a wonderful source of high quality protein. Mark the word high quality protein. Fatty species also pack heart healthy omega-3 fatty acids. Now I'm using hot water to wash the fish so that if there's any jam that came from where they are selling it or when they were preparing it or sand or anything, the hot water will kill them all. Now dry fish offers several healthy benefits for your stomach health. It's a good source of protein and healthy fats, including omega-3 fatty acid, like I said, which can reduce inflammation in the gut and improve digestion to remove any form of bloating or constipation. Additionally, dry fish is rich in essential minerals. It contains iodine, zinc, copper, and selenium. All these nutrients and or minerals contribute to overall digestive system's health. That's why it is in this our soup. Yes, I'm adding onion also. Yeah, onion is something we can't do without when cooking because it adds flavor and it also adds sweetness. But you see, because we are making this soup for our stomach, you should know that onion is acidic. So I'm going to just use little. I'm not going to pack too much into it because if you eat too much of it, let's say you have ulcer, it's going to cause the rise of acid in your stomach, and then you will still experience acid reflux. So I'm going to keep the onion small. You can see I didn't cut the full bulb. I just took some of it. Now you see I have my crayfish, I have my red pepper. Crayfish is so important because, like I said, fish is good and it helps the overall digestive system health. And pepper, of course, you know how important pepper is to our meals. So I'm using fresh pepper. Why I'm using fresh pepper emphatically is because it's good. If you have a stomach issue like ulcer, fresh pepper is safe. But if you go and be taking all these Cameroon pepper, you are going to irritate your stomach ulcer. So, but if it's fresh pepper, no matter how peppery you feel it, in your mouth, it doesn't affect your stomach unless it's too hot or so hot. I use crayfish a lot because of its own nutrients too. Normally, I select my crayfish a lot and I wash. I know a lot of people don't wash it, but I've had so many bad experiences using crayfish to cook and then come and chew it and notice there is sand. There's something you don't know. You may see a very neat crayfish, like it's very clean, and you think it doesn't have sand. If you want to be safe, just pick that crayfish and chew it. Then you will know. That's why I take my time to wash my crayfish. Yes, I'm also going to add our MSG, Yeah, I'm going to add our cube to enhance the sweetness because I am not the only person that will be eating it. The next one is our ugba or African oil bean or Pentaclatra macrophylla. That's the botanical name. According to research, as you will see in the description below, ugba is an important and cheap source of protein for people whose staple foods are deficient in protein. Yeah, it lowers cholesterol level. It's a rich source of saponins that have been proven effective for reducing the plasma cholesterol. Now, ugba is a non-dairy probiotic product and is a major natural source of probiotic. And according to the National Institute of Health, probiotic foods are naturally fermented fruits containing beneficial live microorganisms, primarily bacteria that contribute to gut health. And when your gut is healthy, issues like constipation, bloating, and everything becomes something you wave goodbye. So, guys, now we finish introducing the ingredients. Let's go to the cooking proper. I just added my fresh pepper and the crayfish. Remember, I washed it, so I'm using my semi-industrial blender to blend it all together. Yeah, that's why I wash it. I don't blend it dry, I blend it wet, because if you wash it, of course, it is now wet. So I'm blending it with my fresh pepper. Yeah, that's what I've just done. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be adding to the pot is the dry fish. Remember, I'm not doing any frying here because we want to finish eating this food and experience a calm stomach. So I'm not doing any frying. I'm going to just, boil my fish with a cube of sweetener, and then add the little onion that I cut. Remember, I told you I'm not going to use too much onion because it's acidic. So I added water just based on how I want the soup to be. I will add my onion and the cube. And then after adding these things, I will now allow it to boil. I'm allowing it to boil. I'm not giving you any timing here because I don't know how you want your dry fish to come out. Some people may want it to be strong. Some people may want it to be soft. When it's soft, it disappears in the soup. But if you want to see the little dry fishes in your soup, you will just allow it to, be strong a bit. Then another thing I'm going to be adding here is this red oil. Please, mind you, this red oil is from my village, Mbise. I know where it was made. See, I've noticed that there are some red oil you buy from the market, and when you use it, you even feel acid reflux. It happened to me. I used red oil that I bought in the market and ate a white yam, and started seeing myself having stomach upset. So since then, I only buy from my village. And there's something you're going to notice here. This red oil is not foaming. This red oil is going to blend with my water without any stress. Just be turning it without water. You see how the red oil and the water will mix? No, Mbise red oil doesn't do that because it's not mixed with anything. It's just pure red oil. So if you don't want to spoil this your soup, make sure you get a very good oil. It may not be from Mbise, it may be from the mill, but make sure you get the best part of it, not the one they have gone and mixed with a lot of things. Okay, so this is the soup. I'm mixing it with the red oil, Mbise red oil. So I'm allowing it to boil a little bit, mixed with the onion, the fish, and the sweetener with the red oil. See, it's blending with the water, the color, everything. Then I'm going to add my okra. Remember, I am not frying anything, because if you have stomach ulcer and eat fried food, it gets so irritated that you rush to find where your tablet is. No, once you just know that you are eating this to have this calm stomach, please forget the style that you are learning from other people. Forget how any other person is cooking their own. This is just me. I live my life based on what is okay for me. Don't go and be frying or missing all these spices they are selling anywhere. No, don't follow what any other person is cooking. It's good for their stomach. I'm going to add this crayfish and pepper because it's watery, so I want to use it to gauge the quantity of water I want in the soup. If you want it to be light, if you are going to serve it to a lot of people, you can make it lighter. But if you want it to be leafy and thick, you just use little water. So I'm mixing everything. Now watch, if you are someone who doesn't like okra because of its slimy nature. Just keep watching. There's something I'm going to tell you in this video, how you can reduce this slimy nature of okra and eat it comfortably well. That is, if you don't want it to be drawing too much. Yeah, remember what I said. If you don't like drawing okra, you don't like the slimy nature of okra, but you want to enjoy this soup, just slice fresh tomatoes. Yeah, when you add it to the soup, it's still gonna be so tasty. Even though I'm not gonna add it here, but I have somebody who doesn't like this slimy nature, but he has also. So at the end, after dishing this soup to other people, I'm going to add these tomatoes to his own, and it will reduce the draw. In fact, it will cut off everything about okra that is slimy. So you see the color of my soup. This is because of the red oil I used. I didn't fry anything. The whole thing is blending. Yes, you can see the thickness. You can see the face. It's so fine. I think, let me just say this. The secret of a good soup starts from the oil you are using. Yeah, you can test it as you want. Yeah, it's yummy already. Yeah, very yummy, like very delicious. The ingredients are simple, but let me tell you, a combination of crayfish and that dry fish is the bomb. I'm gonna add little water because even though I'm the only one cooking it, remember this is Glodikany kitchen. Even though we've established this little kitchen of ours, some people are out there doing other things. So after this food, I'm going to be sharing it to everybody. Then you see, when I've added the ugba, yes, after I've finished, after I've mixed the okra, I will add the ugba. Ugba is already done, like it's already prepared to be eaten. So you just add it. It's not like you're going to cook it to get soft or anything. It's already prepared. You can chew it as it is. So I'm just going to add it to get the benefit. And I remember those days my grandmother, they cook okra like this. I know a lot of people don't know this recipe, adding uba to it, but man, it's so delicious, and it makes the soup so so leafy, so ingredient packed, so nutrient packed, and so delicious. So this is when I added my ugba. Yes, I'm going to test it again to see if the salt is enough, okay? And the pepper, of course. Like I told you, I used fresh pepper because I've discovered that fresh pepper doesn't irritate stomach ulcer. If I eat fresh pepper, even though it's peppery, I don't feel it in my stomach, and it doesn't cause any pain later. So that's why I always maintain fresh pepper. So if you have ulcer and you're always eating Cameroon pepper and everything, please avoid it. Now I'm going to add the ugu. Ugu is the last thing. The fluted pumpkin leaf is the last thing I will add because I will not allow it to get so soft. So it will be the last thing. I'm just adding it. See how green and how delicious looking our normally locally cooked okra soup is looking. Look, you don't need all those styles. All you need is healthy eating. Just be mindful of what goes into your stomach. Make sure you are intentional about your eating. That is where the real wealth is, your health. This soup may be simple. I didn't use too much style or anything, but it's so delicious and nutrient packed. Look at the face. This one is courtesy of the good red oil I use. Nothing is missed in this red oil. My soup is going to give me the freshness, the sweetness I expect, not the one that red oil will not come and be giving you another taste. And remember, I didn't go and be buying meat and fish or anything because I want to keep it affordable and simple. You can just go out there, buy okra, buy ugu, buy whatever, and just bring it together and enjoy your soup. And after eating it, your stomach will be so calm. You will be so grateful. Now look at the face of the soup. So yummy. Okay. I am not any government chef. I am just someone who loves to eat healthily. Yeah. Since I discovered that health is the real wealth, I am now very careful about what I eat. Yeah. So I'm not cooking it to impress anybody. I'm not teaching you to be a world-class chef. No, I'm not claiming anything. I'm just telling you and showing you the things I am cooking and eating and how I am doing it to take care of my stomach. and you too can do it. Okay, yeah, the soup is so interesting and so delicious. Now let's dish it out. Yeah, like I told you, I'm not the only person here. Glodikany International is a team, is not only me. Okay, so this soup, I'm going to be sharing it to everybody. Yeah, you can join us. I can, use Bluetooth and send yours. Now, like I told you, I want it this thick and leafy. But if you don't want it to be like this, by all means, you can add water to it and, reduce the thickness. But we want it to be leafy. So that's why it is this thick. Yeah, this is a strategy because if it's this leafy, by the time you can just use it as your dinner. So we are done with our stomach calming okra soup. Now, there's something that made me cook this okra soup this way, thick with all these ingredients. I usually add different types of just, fishes because I'm a fish person, okay? You can add meat if you want, you can add anything, but the process I used is just to make sure that nothing or my process will not irritate my stomach. Now, I have another reason for making it this thick and filled it with a lot of veggies and chewables. In your journey to weight loss, if you're interested in watching your weight, what I usually do personally is to use this kind of soup as my dinner. I don't need to use any swallow with it. Yes, you heard me right. I don't use any swallow with it. And this plate is like small. For when I want to use it for dinner, I use a bigger plate and I fill it with just this soup. And due to this diverse chewables inside it, I will chew it and I will enjoy it, licking that plate of soup. I will feel so full. I will just take a cup of water and that will be my dinner. Like I'm just using this as my dinner several nights. So I don't need to come and be eating a lot of things during, dinner and then accumulate more weight. No, I don't do that. This is what I use for my dinner. So that's why you see it very thick. Now, if you are not a fan of okra, maybe you don't like it to draw, if you finish cooking it and the okra is drawing, what you're going to do is to take tomatoes and add to it. You're not frying the tomatoes. If you slice it like this, you pour it in the okra soup. When it is drawing, it's going to cut it. Like it will reduce the level at which it draws if you are not a fan of a drawing okra soup. Personally, I am not a fan, yes, but I used a lot of things to cut it myself. But if you don't want it to draw, just use fresh tomato. After cooking, you just add it before you add your fluted pumpkin leaf, okay? So let's give it a taste. It's so yummy, like it's so tasty. And let me tell you something else. I could have bought meat, I could have bought, all those elaborate proteins to make it, But why did I just choose this simple fish, dry fish and crayfish? So that you can watch your weight on a budget. Like you don't have to break your bank to cook this soup. Just with this, you saw the fish I used, you saw just the crayfish and then your sweetener, okay? You just add it and that's it, all right? You don't have to break your bank. But if you have money to buy meat, if you have money to buy fish, assorted fishes and everything, by all means, go ahead. It's the way you want to eat it. But if you want to minimize your cost, but achieve the aim, the goal of this same soup, you can do it as simple and as cheap and or as affordable as I've done this. This is very tasty, like very, very tasty. Okay, you can try it. And I'll be seeing you in my next video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and make sure you share this video to your friends because personally, like I told you at the beginning, I'm not new to stomach upset. But you see this soup, whether you're going to use it for swallow or you're going to use it just substitute for your dinner, like I do, it's going to give you a very calm stomach after you have finished it. Okay.